Farinacci and Brunet in, I imagine?
They are in.
Who comes out?
Yeah. So Farinacci will go in for Duran, who was, sent back to Providence yesterday. And Brunet will go back in tonight. He'll go in tonight, and Mitchell will come out tonight.
Swayman?
Swayman tonight, yes.
What's the feeling like today? You know, this is the end of it. It's been a rough ride.
Honestly, not much has changed just yet. I think we're still preparing for tonight's game the way we normally would. We had our meetings this morning that we typically hold with our group, focusing on the special teams. Tonight, we'll focus more on the 5-on-5. So our preparation really hasn't wavered much. Obviously, in the back of our minds, we know it's the last game, but I think it's important here tonight. We talked about it as a group that we finished strong, especially here at home. We finished strong on our last game on the road in Pittsburgh. And more importantly, it's important to do that here at home in front of our home crowd. And you got people coming to your game. It might be their first time coming to a Bruins game, and you got people that have been committed all year. So we want to make sure that we're playing the right way and finishing strong here at home.
How different has that been? Just maybe trying to find ways to manufacture energy or create that urgency or reminders to create that's something that's different than the norm, I guess, when you get to this time of year.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's part of a coach's job is to motivate. Right, you have to find different ways to motivate your group throughout the course of the year, even when things are, if you're headed into the playoffs or maybe you're in a different situation. But that's part of the coach's job is to motivate the players however you can, wherever you are in the season. And I think, like I said before, I think that our group has been fairly responsive to continuing to play, even though we're not going to be playing postseason. Nobody's checked out. No one's mailed it in. The guys are still competing. And that's the one thing we've asked as a staff with our group is to make sure that we're competing at a high level right to the very end. That's what we've asked of the group.
I feel like the team was in danger of that on that long road trip that we went 0-5. What do you think, though?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Obviously, that trip didn't go well. And sure, you're thinking, how are we going to keep this on the rails? I think that it can get away. But again, Steve, I just go back, I guess, to the leaders that we have in here, making sure that we got back to work when we got back home here and tried to straighten the ship out as best we can. And just sticking with it. Like I said, making sure that things don't change as far as how we get ready for games and practices, and the message was pretty clear from the coaches and myself as far as what we demand and what we expect coming down the stretch.
Any sense yet of how many guys want to go to the Worlds or will go to the Worlds?
I don't have a read on that just yet. I don't know who's going, who's not going yet. I'm sure we'll find out more in the next few days here. Maybe some guys have been in contact, but I don't know about that just yet.
What do you think? A good thing to do?
Well, I think it is, yeah. I think if you're asked anytime to, number one, the opportunity to represent your country is always, I think, important. Yeah, I think it's an opportunity for guys to extend the season. If you think about it right now, we finish here tonight. The puck drop for our next regular season game is about 6 months away. So I think it is a good thing. I think if guys are fortunate enough to get the invite, and they're feeling healthy, number one, they feel good enough to go, they should continue to play and work on their game, yeah.
What part of the head job have you enjoyed the most? In games or meetings or in the field? Is there one thing that you thought this is fun?
That's a good question. I probably just the preparation, again, that goes into being in that seat. I'm not going to say it's more work than you do as an assistant coach or an associate coach, but it's different. And I think that, but I've enjoyed the whole experience again. I said this yesterday. I think that obviously we'd all like to be in a different spot than where we are, but try to make sure that, the guys, we try to give the guys the best information we can to succeed. But to answer your question, Fluto, I don't know. I mean, it's been good just to make those final decisions at times, and you hope they're the right ones most of the time.
How different are the players and attitude, not individual talents here, but compared to the last time we met?
Players, I think today are, they want information. They want more feedback. Like they want constant feedback, which is a good thing. I think we're back to, the first time around, and I think I think today's players more and more, I think, are looking for that feedback and where they stand and where are they at, which is a good thing. I don't think it was as prevalent as it was maybe my first time around. So, but I think that's good. Communication is open. Players typically want to know where they stand. As a coach, you want players to know where they stand. And so I think that line of communication is different from when it was the first go-around. And just the ability, I've said this before, to be able to develop relationships is the most important thing as a coach. And I think that was one thing that I tried to focus on this time around, is making sure that you're developing relationships, so when you are making hard decisions, the players understand where you're coming from.
So there's probably a million ways to affect that, but is it through mid-sessions? Is it through pre-practice skate around, shooting the shit with a guy?
Yeah, it can be any one of those. I think it can be just grabbing a guy and having a coffee in the morning and talking to them, and doesn't necessarily need to be on the ice or in the video. Sometimes the video room can be a little bit difficult situations for those type of settings. So more or less, it's just a conversation, maybe away from the video room, and just an opportunity to get to know the player better. He gets to know you a little bit better, to know where you're coming from, where he's coming from.
Joe, you feel like you've got an opportunity to show kind of the best of what you are as a head coach here, given some of the unusual circumstances and injuries and start time and so forth?
Listen, at the end of the day, you have to do your job, whether it's, every team goes through different situations. I was given an opportunity, and I'm trying to make the most out of it as best I can. So whether it's injuries, whether it's, us at the deadline making certain moves to change the focus of the direction a little bit of the organization, my job is to, again, like I said, prepare the players and maximize the lineup, and that's what my job is to do.
What's been your thoughts on Middlestat at this point, in terms of more a shooter, more a playmaker? Where's the balance?
Well, right now, he sits way more as a playmaker. I mean, he looks to pass first. And it's something that I've talked to Casey a little bit about, too, as well, is he has to start developing a shot-first mindset. That doesn't mean he's going to be a shot-first type of player, but I do think there's opportunity for him during the course of the game to look to shoot more instead of deferring the pass. So start to maybe create that a little bit more in your game. And then the other thing, when Casey, I've said this before, he's very effective when he's moving his feet. When he gets his feet moving and making plays, that's where I see him at his best. At times when he gets standing still and trying to make plays is when he gets himself into trouble. So, those couple of things. And he's still, like, defensively, that's going to be something that he's going to have to continue to work on. As far as how we play the system right now, I think he's been used to man-on-man, and the coverage has changed. He likes it. It just takes a little while to get used to. But like I said, he's an effective player. When he's moving his feet and he starts to shoot a little bit more, I think he can be even more effective.